Всем привет. Сегодня поиграем в... Ой, господи. Поиграем в The Stanley Parable. Да. Все включено, ачивменты включены, сейвы включены. Все включено. Ну, если вы играете в хорошие игры популярные, ну, играйте. Даже хорошие игры 2013 года, то вы должны знать, что это за игра. Поехали. Это история о человеке по имени Стэнли. Стэнли работал в компании в большом здании и был там рабочим 427. Задача рабочего 427 была проста. Он сидел за столом в комнате 427 и нажимал кнопки на клавиатуре. Приказы шли с экрана на его столе. В них указывалось, какие кнопки надо нажать, как долго надо нажать и в каком порядке. Рабочий 427 делал это каждый день, каждого месяца, каждого года. Если для кого-то такая работа могла стать угнетающей, Стэнли радовался каждый раз, когда поступали приказы, словом был создан специально для этой работы. И Стэнли был счастлив. Но однажды случилось нечто странное. Нечто, что навсегда изменит Стэнли. Нечто, что он не сможет забыть. Он сидел за своим столом почти час, когда внезапно осознал, что ни единого приказа с экрана для него не брал. Никто не пришел дать ему указаний, позвать на совещание или просто поздороваться. За все годы работы в компании такого не случалось. Такой полной изоляции. Что-то явно было не так. Стэнли был абсолютно шокирован. Долгое время не мог сдвинуться с места. Но потом он пришел в себя, собрался и встал со стола. Погодите. Так как это мод на Portal 2, ну, грубо говоря, то мы поставим FPS Max 90, чтобы меня не лагало ничего. Во. Нет, давай-ка лучше поставим на соточку. Во. Нет, так лагает, значит, все-таки поставим 90. Так, значит. О!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Не знаю.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Может быть. Он не мог найти ни следа своих коллег, Стэнли. Погодите, я знаю, есть такое достижение. Сейчас посмотрим. Вот достижение. Называется Click on Door 435 times. Раз. Ладно, окей. Подозрительно. Что? О! Давайте к отсюда уйдем. Может, не будем возвращаться. Компьютер. Наверное, я знаю, что в этой игре очень много концовок. Может, будем делать, ну, за одну серию 3 концовки, может 4. Зависимо от длины.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Стой!
Да,
я прекрасно все знал. Возможно, хотел засветить полгода. Да, конечно же. Конечно же хотел. Красиво.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
блядь! Нет, клавиатура
Stanley was
нет!
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Даже не знаю.
Oh, well, look. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ой. Это видео вот про
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
No,
Stanley
no
just needed
dialogue.
to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Что? Ладно.
When Stanley came
Мы
to
знаем. Так, мы идем
this was
сюда.
not the correct way to the
Погодите,
meeting room.
давайте
Stanley
мы
knew it
не
perfectly well.
падать,
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
ну нормально. Все сделать.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful.
Very
Eager to get
beautiful.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
Погоди,
left.
погоди. Мне не кажется, в предыдущий раз здесь не было столько пустого пространства. Так, погоди, ладно. Фу, я пойду лучше на тот лифт.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Погоди, может прыгнуть на
The
мостик?
story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan. What? Really?
Оу, щет, я это сделал.
Zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you. To show
Не верю.
Let me prove it. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Мне нравится больше синий.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through
Да
the
нет,
red
нет.
door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
О, вот. О, красота,
There's
да.
nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures.
Так и должно было
Is this
быть,
what you
да.
wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here,
Oh,
Stanley.
shit.
Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill tree?
Ой.
With me, you get
Ой, я читаю
absolutely
субтитры, если
nothing
что,
so
так что
far.
не думайте, что я просто
Tell
так
you what.
кажу.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some.
Давай.
There we go. A third option. This already feels
Ooh.
ahead of where we were before.
Давайте.
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly,
Мне
there's
кажется,
something here
нужно
that
четвертую,
speaks
да.
to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ух ты! Неплохо. Такая фигня поднялась.
Now, would you say that competitive
Да!
leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. Meaningful game. All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life will really take notice. But of course, message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
4 часа, ты чё? У меня видео идет даже 35 минут. 30-20.
On your experience.
Обязательно записывай все свои мысли, окей. Ладно, я пошутил, все, я подумал. Все, наверное, уже ушли с видео, потому что подумали, что я буду полный
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful,
Короче, пока
why don't we
читаю
play someone
субтитры, я
else's
пока
game,
дойду.
just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's
О, господи, это что, Майнкрафт?
Stanley.
Ну летсплей по Майнкрафту, чуваки, вы просили? Нет. Все равно Майнкрафт моя жизнь.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Вы же знаете, что Майнкрафт моя жизнь, и все. Майнкрафт!
Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Ура, Майнкрафт! Алмазы! Алмазы моя жизнь! Блять. Oh, shit.
My, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
О, молот!
I don't even know what this game
Вот
is.
портал, да? Помню первый портал, да.
Box with no way out. Listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I
Первый
couldn't have done it any
портал.
better myself. What is
Втором
this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, oh, I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Пойдемте. Боже мой, что я сделал со светом? Да.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Я знаю проходить такую головоломку, я же играл. Да блин, ну тупой куб. А, все из-за него. Да куб, господи. Вот, да куб. Ты издеваешься надо мной? Куб. Вот. Да ты не в ту сторону упал, дебил. Не, чуваки, я уверен, что можно запороть. Я хочу все запороть. Да, вставай, как... Вставай! Вот. Стоять аккуратно. Так. Сваливай, куб.
Now, how did you manage that? Are you really kidding me? I'm actually quite impressed. I don't think there's a simpler puzzle out there, and you've still broken it. Well, since I don't intend to open that door, I guess you and this giant button just need to get cozy together. A dream for you, I'm sure. Enjoy.
Итак, что тут?
Actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. Why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
О, наконец-то.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Ну, откуда здесь бумага? Что? Кстати, понимаю, но откуда здесь только бумаги? Откуда? И тут не было. Я точно помню, тут не было.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Я хочу сделать еще одну концовку. И думаю закончим.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Только сейчас вау. Дальше такой вау.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Нет, тут так и было пустое пространство, видимо, я немножко наркоман. Так, я даже не знаю, можно пройти по лифту и не спрыгивать, а может быть нам пройти вот сюда. В лифт, например. Давайте-ка найдем на лифте.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Ладно. Вы серьезно?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh. Нет. Туда нельзя пройти.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named
В
Stanley.
смысле? Ты чё? Мыть Е на клавиатуре.
Stanley is quite a boring
Стэнли был
fellow.
очень скучным парнем, его
Job
работа
that
была
demands
очень
nothing
требовала.
of him.
Каждого
And
нажатия
every button that he pushes is a reminder of the
Что?
inconsequential nature of his existence.
Погодите, мне кажется, или мы начинаем сейчас работать как... Ну, ладно.
Look at him there, pushing buttons,
Что?
doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's
Он... Понятно, он нас хочет обхитрить, если мы нажимать на кнопки.
Now he's
Тут что, еще одна концовка, что ли?
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Нет. Ладно. У меня, видимо, нет никакого выбора.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Один. Спасать ТВ.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Часы
First, he
появились.
imagined that one day
И вот
at
этот
work,
стол.
he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building
Это все была фантазия наша.
off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Играть с сыновьями.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
Это все было выдумано.
The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through the fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game.
Значит, он нам подсказал 3 концовки. Ребенка уже мы есть концовки, осталось 2. Это полоса и комната с мониторами. Нажмите запускать.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free.
Кстати, я помню, что я играл в это в оригинальную версию в мод, и вот это оттуда фотография, я помню это.
But there is no answer.
Нет, мы потеряли жену, нет.
All he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested
Понятно, все, значит, нам рассказали
правду. Which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Ну хорошо, не буду.
You see?
А, что? Оно само нажалось! Да как? Все, теперь в офисе. Ну ладно.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. Upheld to. I must. Perhaps, maybe this time.
Oh.
And I tried again.
Просто умрите. Спасибо.
I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ах, хорошо. Вот и все. Так, погодите. Смотрим на новинки. Так, погодите, так, я говорю, что будет либо 3 концовки, либо 2. Буду я каждый день играть. Но я просто смотрю, думаю, какие у вас еще есть выборы. Смотрите, мы можем пойти, как говорит нам рассказчик еще. Мы можем зайти вот в этот лифт красивый. Эй! И, по-моему, какая-то была еще концовка с телефоном. Я помню, я где-то видел прохождение, и там у телефона что-то делали. Свою концовку, которую вы хотите, чтобы я выбрал для следующей серии, вернее, концовки, можно мне написать в комментариях. 3 варианта. Либо я иду в этот лифт, либо я иду искать концовку с этим с телефоном, с другую. Либо я иду, как говорит нам этот чел, который с нами разговаривает. Ну, а пока что можно заканчивать. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки. Всем пока.